Ooh. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today, if my camera ever stops bouncing, just washed my face, like literally just a second ago, because I did a first time use of my new Sano Silicone makeup sponge in my beauty review and beauty review group on Facebook, which if you're not a member there, head over to ShastaMarie.com, request to join. Lots of fun there. You get to hang out with me, do live video while I do live videos, ask me questions about products and different things I do. And I did a video of the Beauty Blender, damp, versus the new Sano Sponge. I did that demo earlier today with my Maybelline Fit Me foundation. And I wanted to do that here on YouTube, and I wanted to use a different video. So I'm going to do the same thing, half my face with the Beauty Blender, half my face with the Sano Sponge. And instead of using the Maybelline Fit Me foundation, I'm going to use the Urban Decay Naked Skin Weightless Ultra Definition Liquid Makeup. This is a little bit more full coverage, might show up a little bit better, and just to kind of see, because this is a pump, to see exactly how many pumps it takes to do half my face with a Beauty Blender versus how many it takes to do with the Sano Silicone Sponge. I am going to put on a little bit of primer just because I feel I have to. I can't handle not having something as a barrier between my makeup and my face. So even though I literally just wiped off some makeup, I'm going to put some more on. I did do color correcting earlier when I did this video, but because this is more of a full coverage foundation, I am not going to color correct for this one. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to start with the Beauty Blender, do this side, then I will move over to the Sano Sponge on the other side, the silicone sponge. I'm going to start with one pump on my Beauty Blender. And as I said, it's a damp Beauty Blender, not dry, just damp. Squeeze out most of the water. It does help prevent the Beauty Blender absorbing a ton of product. Obviously, the Beauty Blender is a sponge, so it is going to absorb some, but that also helps when you come in to blend products together. If you're doing any highlighting or contouring and you want to blend those back together, having a little bit of product left on that area that you use to apply your foundation with your Beauty Blender is always nice. Yes, I'm aware this foundation is a very drastic contrast. I have chose my summer foundation to use so that you can really see the kind of coverage and you can see the difference on video rather than using the color I'm using right now. Okay, so that was one pump with the Beauty Blender. And I'm gonna kind of block the light a little bit, give you another view. Okay, so I'm going to do like half a pump, so like 2 drops and a quarter with the Sano Sponge. And I literally did this earlier. I slipped in my hand and it went on my thumb and it just did it again. So now it's kind of spread out a bit. That's okay, because I need to spread it on my face. If you haven't heard much about the silicone sponges, their claim to fame is that they don't absorb product like a Beauty Blender or a brush would. They are naturally antibacterial because they are a smooth surface, not a porous surface, and will not absorb bacteria. A lot easier to clean. You just wipe them off. No need for special cleansers or any of that. You just wipe them off. If you really feel the need, you could clean them with some kind of antibacterial something or other. I don't know what the longevity of one of these is because, like I said, I just got this the other day, and but I do know they say that once the casing on the outside, it's very much a silicone interior with some kind of soft material on the side. If the outside casing becomes cracked or anything like that, it's time to throw it away. So I will definitely be keeping up on, especially in my group, the longevity of the sponge compared to a beauty blender. The price, I paid about $13 and change for mine from Amazon. I saw today it's on sale for $10.85 with Amazon Prime. You get free shipping, and I believe it's 1-day shipping, which is crazy because I think it took me like a week to get mine, but it was over the holidays. So, now you saw that took a lot less time. The coverage is very similar to with the Beauty Blender. It used half as much product as of this product. Now when I did this earlier with Fit Me foundation from Maybelline, I ended up using about 2/3 of the product on this side that I did on this side, but with this being a fuller coverage foundation, I found that I didn't need nearly as much. I could probably go back and add just a tad more in some places, and I didn't conceal or do any color correcting, as this was just a review of this blender. It's actually not a blender, it's a sponge. And I did want to add, they also say you can use this with creams. So, to blend out creams. Now, I did this earlier, and one of the things is when you're using a liquid, this smooths on very nicely. It floats over your skin very easily, very smoothly, as you can see. It's not tugging or pulling on my face. Now, I did know earlier when I did this with a cream, and I'm just going to put a little cream contour right there, that with the cream, it pulls a little bit more. Can you see that it is pulling on my skin a tad bit more with a cream than it does with a liquid? So if you're one of those people, I don't really like my skin to be pulled and tugged on like that. So I don't know if I'd use this a lot to blend out a cream. If you use a cream foundation, I would stick with a brush or use the Beauty Blender. I use my Beauty Blender sometimes to blend out that cream highlighter and contour. But this just pulls a little bit when it's with the cream. And I don't know why, because that cream is very smooth. I've never had it pull like that before. But usually when I do my contour or any kind of highlighting or anything, I just use this brush anyways, because it's a nice stiff brush, but it gives a good blend. So I would stick with that over using this with that. But really, that's my biggest about it. Everything else I'm pretty impressed with. It's easy to handle. Sano did send me this little, oh, that's really bright when it gets light, foily packet. I'm assuming it's to store it in. They didn't send me any directions with the product. Not that it's rocket science and that I had a lot to figure out, but that I'm thinking that this is probably because this is silicone and it can be degraded by sunlight. So I'm thinking this is to protect it from sunlight and, you know, in the environment, like drying out and all of that. So we'll be storing it in that and see if that helps any longevity issues that it might have. Like I said, I'm interested to see. Now, I have heard that the Molly Silicone Sponge is kind of on back order for quite some time. That's why I ended up with a Sano one. And if Molly is any better or the same, this one's great. I mean, given that it pulls a little bit with cream blending, I guess if I had to give it a rating, I would give it like a 4.75. It's a pretty good home run. I'm pretty impressed with it. And the price is great. Beauty blenders can be like $20, and that's $10 and change on Amazon. So you can't miss there. I will probably still continue to use my beauty blender often, but this will definitely become one of my new go-tos. I will be updating regularly on how this is performing, how it's holding up to regular use, and all of that good stuff. So that's all I had today. I wanted to compare these two products for you and tell you that definitely snag up the Sano Silicone Makeup Sponge. It's amazing. I'm going to link to it down below. Check it out. It's fabulous. I'm pretty happy with it. I'm happier with this on my first 2 go-arounds than I was on my first 2 go-arounds with my Beauty Blender. So that says something. I'm still getting used to it, still learning how to use it, and it took me a while to learn how to love my Beauty Blender. If you got a Beauty Blender and you're not loving it, make sure it's damp. That made the world of difference. Making sure it's damp, not soaking wet, not too dry. Damp enough that if you squeeze real hard, a little bit of water will come out, but not so wet that if you put pressure on it, it's putting water on your face. So that's all I got for you guys today. I look forward to seeing you guys join me over in my beauty review group on Facebook, ShastaMarie.com, and check out my blog. I do lots of beauty reviews, beauty, skincare, all kinds of tips and things on there. So make sure you check that out, blog.shastamarie.com, and I look forward to chatting with you all again soon. Bye for now.